Question 7. Looking back at your preliminary task, what do you feel you have learnt
in the progression from it to the full product? Here you can see our preliminary task.
As you can see, there was a lot of unstable, wobbly camera angles, which we weren't really conscious of when filming, and we didn't go back and refilm. Yeah.
I think something here was the lack of editing and the care we took in with it. You know, it wasn't very unique, or there was nothing special about it. It was quite simple, and something we didn't know much about, which we have since learnt from.
Yeah. Obviously here as well, we only used one piece of sound, and we didn't create this ourselves. We just went out and found it and laid it on top. We didn't really go into the production type side of sound.
I think another thing that limits our preliminary task is the lack of different camera angles and how we shot things and how we filmed things. It was quite, again, simple, not very interesting, which is again something we progress from onto our final piece.
Yeah, also we didn't really look into mise-en-scene. It was very simple. We just used a bedroom and normal clothes. But I still think our preliminary task was a good piece of our work to show.
Yeah, it was something
it was
that
creative
was easy to start with.
Yeah, it was creative and different from what other people did. We're still very proud of it.
Yeah, but it's something we've definitely progressed from.
Yeah.
This is our final production.
As you can see, it's a lot more sturdy. We used the tripod in every single shot. We really wanted to make it a lot more clean and cut. And also the edits, we thought a lot more about the edits and how we can make them a lot more creative and really make them represent our two characters. So for example with the split screens, we really thought about this and which was the best way to show the difference between our two characters, but in a more creative way. Yeah.
Another thing we took a lot of care in was the sound this time, because in our preliminary task we simply found a piece of music on the internet and just dragged and dropped that into our piece. But for the music this time, we really wanted to make it specific to fit in with our footage, to relate to the characters, and use an acoustic piece, which is something we found popular with our target audience. So we worked with our sound technician to put our own piece together, and we worked with a professional singer to really get exactly what we wanted.
Again, another thing that really set the final production apart from our preliminary task is the camera angles, and we really sat down, thought about where we could place the camera to make more aesthetically pleasing angles and make it more enjoyable for the audience, for have something interesting to look at on screen. So when we actually went out filming, we did a simple shot, and then we stood back and thought, well, how can we make this better? What's a more interesting way of doing it? For example, with the shoes, we chose a really low down shot to really show these rather than just a plain straight on shot.
Another thing we took care with was the mise-en-scene, which we thought was really important so we could relate the characters to the audience. We took care with what our characters were wearing, where it was set in the boys' and girls' different bedrooms, different houses. We really had to find the perfect scene to make sure it was well and really related to the film.
So after we've looked back at our preliminary task and seen how far we've progressed to our final production, we're so proud of it. Because when we actually looked back at the preliminary task, we at the time we thought,
it was really good.
Yeah,
we were proud of it.
But now seeing how much further we've excelled, it's
because I think we took a lot more time and care in everything, the sound, the camera angles, even all the little things mise-en-scene and what our characters were wearing. We just took a lot more care and pride in it.
You really got a hold of my heart. I can't seem to shake you loose, but